Alright, there we go. Cutscene's over. They were talking... By the way, the whole Kairi's heart being in Sora's thing, eventually they got it out by Sora taking Dark Riku's evil Keyblade, stabbing himself in the chest, and turning himself into a Heartless, which freed her heart from his body.
Fun stuff. Yeah, stuff like Leaf Bracer, which for those of you who don't know, if you start casting Cure spell, Leaf Bracer will make sure it still goes off. You didn't get that early on in the original Kingdom Hearts game. So there was a very good chance fighting Dark Riku. If you cast Cure and he hit you, it just didn't work, and he'd kill you right then and there.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's insane.
Yeah, there was a lot of different things about the original Kingdom Hearts game. It just made it a lot more tough. And again, like you said, people played the original Kingdom Hearts game usually much younger, and you're just probably more seasoned as a
There's a big difference between someone who's like 16 or up playing the first Kingdom Hearts game, playing the final mixed version of it, compared to someone, and also it's like their 87th video game they've ever played, right? As opposed to like people who played Kingdom Hearts as a child, like fighting Zaldin in Kingdom Hearts 2 at like 13, and it's their like third ever like real-time action game.
Yeah. There's just a lot of things. You are really near the end of KH1 though.
Yeah, we're at the end of the world. Apparently chat is saying that I can like synthesize other songs, which I want to try and do after I finish KH1.
That's cool.
You've got 14 minutes.
What was I going to say?
Wait, what?
You're at 2 hours and 46 minutes.
Oh, stream is gonna, yeah. Liam, I don't know if you've been seeing me complain on Twitter, but my stream bitrate after like 3 hours just stops working for some reason.
I have seen. I've seen you say that you've checked multiple things and just assume it's a Twitch thing or whatever.
I have no idea. I am trying something different though.
The only input I have, because I had something similar happen, I'm sure you've already checked this, but I did speak to my my ISP when it was happening to me back when I used to stream.
Yeah, I called them and like sat on support for a while, and I talked to someone about it, and they were like, "We can't see anything that's wrong or whatever," and all that. But if something else doesn't happen soon, I'm gonna call again, and also like I'm almost at the point. I'm getting to the point where I'm like conspiracy theories basically of what could be the issue, because this started happening like a week ago. Never had this issue before in my life. So I'm trying to think of literally anything in my life that has changed in the past week that could have been a catalyst for this. And I think about a week or a week and a half ago, we had our pool closed, where we had people come and like close up the pool. And all of the pool mechanical stuff is right where the router gets plugged into the building. So now I'm getting to the point in my life where I'm like, maybe I need to call my ISP and have them send someone out here to look at all the wires outside and see if something got busted.
Well, the only thing that I had, because I had a similar issue where I just start dropping loads of frames and my net speed would just like drop suddenly after I was streaming after a certain amount of time. And I don't know if the internet works the same way in America as it does here, but if there's enough people in your area that have the same internet service provider, if you use a certain amount of data within a certain amount of time, they actually throttle your internet because they decrease the speed of it just to match everyone else who's using less.
Yeah, I definitely considered that, and that's what I called and talked to my ISP about, and they said like there shouldn't be any throttling going on. But now I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, oh, I'll sit on the phone for like 3 hours one day to make certain that that's not the issue.
That's so strange though. Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
The thing is though, is that I've had this net provider ever since I got back to streaming, because like I've streamed at like 3 different occurrences in my life where I tried to get into it. First 2 times I couldn't because my net kept being too bad for it. I finally got fiber optic about 2 years ago, and that's when I started streaming, and I've been streaming ever since I got fiber optic. It's only this past week. I've been using the same net connection ever since. Never had an issue until this past week. Which is what confuses me the most. Because, like, I figure if there was going to be a problem with my ISP, it would have happened, like, earlier on. How did I go for 2 years? That was really bad. I'm restarting. How did I go for 2 years with not a single issue, but then suddenly this cataclysmic, like, cannot be overcome issue comes up in this week?
Yeah, it sounds like an odd scenario. Also, I like when you retry the characters walking on the thing, get a different emote, it looks like.
Oh, do they? I didn't notice. I'm too
like
focused
tired.
on thinking about how I'm going to press all these buttons in the right order.
It looks like they get like tired and like sad when you hit retry.
Yeah, I do want to take a quick moment before we get back into banter and talking about who knows what. just really want to, you won't hear this often because I'm, it's feelings and stuff. We don't do those. But I just really want to thank Lauren and Liam for being here and making this stream a lot easier on me to have other people around to talk with. It's been a lot of fun. Really appreciate you guys being here and, having a good time, hopefully. And as I'm trying to be a nice guy and thank you both, I do badly again. So actually, you both suck and I hate you, and now I'm gonna perfect this.
That's totally fair.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm down for just chatting most times. Like I said, I'm quite content to just watch a game and talk through it because I just get to watch the game and I get to make the silly jokes I'd make by myself just on the internet instead.
ISP is an acronym for Internet Service Provider. Go ahead, Lauren.
Yes.
The last week or so, Liam and I have just been watching streams together.
Really?
And now we get to stream together right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I definitely I saw you guys talking on Twitter a lot, and I'm like, what has happened here? When did these two become such good friends? Now I realize you've been bonding over Twitch streams for who knows how long.
It's the L&L connection. It just happened.
Yeah.
Honestly,
We're married, Chaos.
We're married, Kayla.
I can't believe I didn't get an invite. I was the best man at RTK's wedding. Who'd you have be the best man?
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay.
Sorry, we're engaged. We're not married yet.
Well, you could have signed the papers and all, but you're just planning on having a ceremony later. That's understandable.
Yeah.
We had to get to know each other since we're engaged now. It felt like the right thing to do.
Yeah. First you get engaged, then you get to know each other.
Liam, what's if you can even answer this question, I gotta think. What's that you can remember, what's the longest, not necessarily the hardest, but the longest amount of time you got stuck on a boss in any Kingdom Hearts game?
Oh, Dark Riku on the first game, definitely.
I definitely had that one for a long time, but it's been so long I don't remember how long that would have been.
I don't remember how long it was, but Dark Riku was definitely a long one. Nothing in KH2. I feel like as much as that was my favorite one, I feel like nothing held me up too much to the point where I got stuck. Data battles, Marluxia on critical mode. Took me a long while to sort of get the hang of.
Ooh, I haven't done data battles on critical, but I did them on crowd. Marluxia is a rough one.
I've only done it once on critical, and even then I was try hard sweat. I came out of it in shower. It was awful. And the harder version of Roxas, not easy Roxas. You know the one I mean, where he's actually trying. Those are probably the ones that I can think of. A couple of ones I've just never tried. I still have never ever tried to defeat Lingering Will.
Don't. I legitimately think it's poorly designed. It's so annoying how they designed it.
Oh yeah, I've watched even people who have speedrun that fight, people who are masters at doing that fight. They're sometimes things just happen fighting this. That just happened, and you can't predict it.
Yeah, that's the fight. I hate it.
Yeah, they'll be you just get hit, and there's nothing you can do. He'll just hit you.
Oh my goodness, there's so many things on screen.
One of the things that a lot of people, they say they struggled with, but I never did, was Sephiroth in KH2.
Dude, every time I fight Sephiroth in any Kingdom Hearts game, I'm like, dude, Sephiroth is not even in the top 10 hardest bosses in the franchise.
Yeah, same. I mean, I think in KH1 I struggled more with the Ice Titan than I did Sephiroth.
I probably did too. KH1 Sephiroth especially is KH1 Sephiroth is just dodge roll, spam attacks, heal. That's all KH1 Sephiroth is.
Yeah. How about you? Which ones did you spend a long time?
I'm gonna discount Yozora and the Lingering Will because I fought both of them and then just gave up after an hour and I think an hour and a half on Yozora and then I don't know, about 50 minutes on the Lingering Will because I just think it honestly, I remember tweeting about it a while back when I gave up on the Lingering Will. It honestly frustrates me because all of the data battles, except for Demix and Vanitas in 3, are so well designed and so fun and rewarding and also difficult. But then they when they make Yozora and Lingering Will, they're just we've gone beyond difficult, and this one is just supposed to make you frustrated. And when a game gets that level for me, I go from frustrated to bored really fast.
Yeah, they just kind of went. Sort of Dark Souls on it, where they were this is hard for the sake of being hard, and it's not rewarding. It's more a relief when you.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about those. But, so putting those two aside, definitely Zaldin and KH2 when I was younger, I got stuck on for a long while.
How'd I forget about Zaldin?
Yeah,
God.
Zaldin. I'm trying to think of any others. I know I never had any trouble in Chain of Memories. I know some people had trouble with Marluxia in Chain of Memories, but I didn't. Definitely Data Marluxia in KH2 when I first fought him. He was a problem. And then Data Zaldin. In KH3, I think it took me about an hour and a half to beat Data Shion. I think she was the most difficult data fight for me. Some of those data fights took me up anywhere from half an hour to an hour, but I think Shion was the only one that took me like an hour and a half. That was the longest data fight I had, because it was like 4 videos.
Mentioning Zaldin, interesting thing from my KH experience. I had no idea until I saw it online that you could play as Mickey Mouse for part of Kingdom Hearts 2.
That's hilarious. I got Mickey is how I beat Zaldin as a child. I literally got Mickey like 3 times in a row against him.
I never died against any of the bosses. You could use Mickey Mouse on my first few runs of Kingdom Hearts.
That's crazy. By the way,
so I never knew he was in there until I saw it online. I was like, what is this? So I started up a fresh game and just died Cerberus straight away.
By the way, I'm about to do the final boss music of Kingdom Hearts 1, and it says if I clear this song, I unlock Roxas, Axel, and Shion, I think, as characters. Because it says Team Days. Is
yeah,
the
it
clear
does.
one?
Yeah, it certainly does. Gardano Nel Blaio.
Oh, this is a boss battle music. There are boss battles. It's giving me a
sweet.
tutorial.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, if there were boss battles in this game, I was figuring there might be.
In boss battle music stages, you face off against the boss characters in a rhythmic battle. Hit targets with the same buttons. Slide targets is tilt the... Oh, this is the thing that they had me do with Simple and Clean at the very start, where they didn't tell me how to play the game. Tilt the stick.
I love that.
It was great. Slide targets, tilt the stick, hold targets, press and hold the button, and then you... Okay, yeah. Ability crystals are triangle, got it. Targets with a line connecting them need to be hit at the same time. Hit targets and hold targets, press as many as there are target... I'm gonna have to play to understand this.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Wild Cat Expert asked Liam and Lauren, what's your favorite wild animal? Specifically, wild animal.
Wildcat has been a long-term fan. He actually puts like his school stuff. He goes to like nature preserves and takes pictures of wildlife and stuff. That's like his entire like.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, he puts a tons of those pictures when he was doing them. He's not doing one right now, as far as I'm aware. But when he was in a national park and stuff, taking pictures of like a bunch of wild animals and stuff, he would send them to which ones he was allowed to my Discord chat and sent some to me in DMs. Really nice.
I really like owls.
There was an owl outside my house a few nights ago.
I
was
love
Liam's reconnaissance owl.
just checking in.
I mean, what are you doing out there?
Just make sure you're making that playlist. You had a task, you had homework.
It was like 3 in the morning and I couldn't sleep because it was so loud. It was like right outside my bedroom window.
That's awful. I hate that.
And my cat.
Oh,
was
this
in the
is
hallway
so
freaking
weird.
out. I think my favorite would have to be wolves. But...
Hey, let me get away with a triple. Dude, I can't look at it. I can only see glimpses of it, but seeing them fight in the background here is actually awesome.
I'm watching it. It's pretty cool. God.
Come, Guardian.
Yeah, Come Guardian. God. Certain things, man, they just trigger in your mind. You'll never forget them. Come Guardian.
The game, by the way, I've made the mistake twice now of pressing all 3 buttons when I only need to press 2, but I guess in boss battles, they let you do that.
Oh, man, the fight in the background. You'll have to watch it back on your own podcast.
Oh, I definitely want to. Like, this suddenly seems like such a good, like, game to watch.
The fight in the background looks like they recorded someone actually doing this fight. Like, it is exactly as I remember doing it. Like, running around for a little while, hitting him for a bit, running away, then Goofy just hits him because that's how the AI works, and then he thumps me a couple of times. It's like they just recorded someone doing the fight.
That's
Michael
awesome.
is here now.
Michael's here?
Michael's here. In the chat.
Oh, dang it, I was looking at chat and then I missed a prompt! Michael!
It's always Michael!
Also, Blazing asked, what was your favorite Saturday cartoon growing up?
I had multiple. I grew up in the golden age of cartoons, and Liam and Lauren, you guys should have at least somewhat overlapped with me on that.
I had so many of the cartoons that everyone goes, oh, imagine, I'm so glad I grew up in this time. That's the time I grew up.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is like, normally that's like, come on, but like, it's legit.
I had
Wait, what was
several
I supposed to do
things.
there? Did I
I had
actually use the
several
left and
things.
the right stick? Sorry.
I had like Medabots, Shaman King.
Yo, Metabots! Yo!
Medabots was so good. Shaman King was great. Can't wait for them to remake that. Then you had to do more cartoony cartoons, things like
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just named 2 animes.
you know, Ed, and Eddie.
Oh, Ed, and Eddie, yep, I had that growing up.
Ed
Yeah.
and Eddie was great.
Yeah, Foster's Home Imaginary Friends.
Oh,
amazing.
yes!
I'm gonna box myself a little bit here. I was not allowed to watch Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends as a kid for some reason, which is very odd. For Liam and Michael, who both know, my last name is Foster. So growing up, people would be like, "Oh, like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends," and I just have to be like, "Sure."
I have like the craziest story. I'm sure there are plenty, not everyone, but there are plenty of people who are like, "Oh yeah, my parents said I couldn't watch this as a kid because they were afraid it was like demonic or something." But like when I was growing up, my parents gave me a choice. Actually, they said, "Listen, you can either watch and play Pokemon, or you can watch and play Yu-Gi-Oh." And I'm pretty sure it was an ultimate play by them because they didn't mind Pokemon, but they hated Yu-Gi-Oh because it's like dark magic, dark arts, and all that. They got like the dark magician in it and everything, so they really didn't want me watching Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm pretty sure they played me like a fiddle because they gave me an option, but they knew I would pick Pokemon over Yu-Gi-Oh as a child. Absolutely. Because I had like 8 Pokemon games.
That's totally fair. If you do look at Yu-Gi-Oh more objectively, you do
it's
send
really bad
people
for
to the
small
graveyard.
children, yeah, because it's like a bunch of like dark magic, like, and even when 4 kids like dumbed it down, it was like you could see like, oh hey, there are like saw blades like gonna send this person to the Shadow Realm or whatever.
Yeah, they send people to the graveyard. Kaiba threatened suicide in one episode, and that shit, that's just there.
I can't believe that 4 kids was like, yeah, we can work Yu-Gi-Oh.
Like, they're just like, that absolutely happens. He stands there and says, "I'm gonna jump." There's guns in Yu-Gi-Oh.
I think, well, yeah, in 4 kids they just like hold their hands and make it look
They
like
just
guns.
hold their hands. It's so funny.
It's so good.
It's like when 4 kids tried to do One Piece as well. And
oh yeah, I saw some of the clips of that where like they would take out guns and it would be some kind of weird like hammer contraption.
Yep, and like Sanji's not smoking, he's constantly eating a lollipop. They just edited a lollipop into his mouth instead of a cigarette.
I'm doing the boss battle again, by the way, because I think I can do better.
Absolutely, I mean it's great. It's good. It's very,
dude, I can't wait to see some of the later boss fights.
I was gonna say Digimon, then Chaos told me off for picking animes. But Digimon I always preferred as a TV show to Pokemon by a mile.
But Digimon was better.
I was a big Scooby-Doo kid.
Pokemon had the better games, but Digimon had anime on lock back then.
I'm playing through Cyber Sleuth again right now, actually.
Ooh, the normal one or Hacker?
The first one. I'm playing through it again.
That's nice.
Yeah,
How are you doing with all those dialogue boxes?
Oh, it's so funny. I love it. Just concerned man. Cold man. I love the stupid names people get given. Man,
dude,
concerned.
Cyber Sleuth 1 is a good game, but I can't play it anymore because any time that I would be like, I want to play Digimon, like a story game like that, I'd be like, oh my word, I just screwed up so bad. I have to start over because I feel bad. But I like as I play it, I'm like, I would just rather be playing Hacker's Memory because Hacker's Memory was just like an improvement in basically every sense of the word.
Well, Cyber Sleuth was quite clearly like a Japanese game that was translated to English, whereas Hacker's Memory was a game that was made for both.
Yeah, but they still didn't give it English dialogue, which infuriates me. I really hope the next story game has English. Michael, yeah. I screwed up because I was talking again. I saw Michael say in chat, does this game have lore, or is it just for fun? This game is canon. You have to play this game to understand the storyline.
Well, understand is
a loose term, but like they're gonna, I'm sure at some point they're gonna be, first of all, they're giving you a summary of every Kingdom Hearts game as you go through the songs of that game. Second of all, they there supposed to be cutscenes at some point that are like relevant to the future of the series. Why? I did it again. I see the single green line of that long one and I press triangle like an idiot.
So yeah, I've been playing Cyber Sleuth again, and one Mrs. Lauren here, Mrs. Lauren notice, she doesn't know anything about Digimon, so I've been sending her like snaps of my Digimon and being like, what do you think of this one? It's just like I like the cat. It's like
which
I
cat?
like
Gatomon?
Yeah, Gatomon.
Nice.
And I showed her Tokemon. It's like I like the punchy cactus. I love that. I
man.
love it. I remember playing Cyber Sleuth for the first time. I was like, finally a Digimon game that's like a turn-based RPG. I've been waiting so many years.
A turn-based RPG that was like good.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
there have
yeah,
been
not,
some, but they just, a lot of times they were suboptimal.
yeah, not
Or
like
they were
Duskworld.
Japanese only.
Yeah, like Duskworld and Dawnworld, or whatever the hell those games were called.
Those were English, but the ones that came after it is like a pseudo sequel in that series. There were 2 that were Japanese only.
Yeah, I remember playing them. I think they're on the DS, maybe.
Deputymon is not in Cyber Sleuth. Sorry.
I think they're on the DS, and it's when you start off with Lunamon.
Lauren, Google Digimon space Deputymon.
Okay.
I love Deputymon. He's so funny.
So good.
He's one of the funniest ones. Because Dave doesn't know about it either, so I show Dave all of the stupid.
This is quite a man.
I showed Dave all of the designs as well, and he's like, "Well, that's just a person. That's just a person. That's not a Digimon. It's a human."
Yeah, some of them are that. Yeah.
I found an image where they edit him, so there's a bunch of like Persona 5 stuff with him.
That's amazing. Send me that, image in DMs or something. I want to see that.
I see that one. That's really funny. It's a really fun picture.
I'll DM it to my.
Do you have to? I don't understand what to do there. Chat, what do you do on that last one? Do you have to hit up on both sticks? Because I did, and I might have mistimed it. Or am I supposed to like hit up on left stick and also X? Like, what do I do there? Someone in chat tell me.
Yeah, Pete the Wanaemon. So good. So many charming quirks about Cyber Sleuth.
It's a really good game. It and Hacker's Memory, like, I mean, those 2 games together with Digimon World Next Order, like, brought Digimon back video game-wise.
Yeah, they really did. And I just love the way they do it differently to Pokemon, where it's like, okay, you can Digivolve, but you may have Digivolved too soon, and now there's a ceiling, and they just can't reach that level that you want them to reach.
Yeah, I also really like degenerating and etc.
Yeah,
one of my few complaints is that I do like that Digimon like gives you more options because they're data, right? So they can become multiple. They have multiple lines to go down instead of just like a strict thing. Cyber Sleuth, I think, took it slightly too far, where basically any Digimon can become any other Digimon if you like know the routes enough. I wanted it to be a little more contained than that, but overall, it's still really nice to like get a Digimon. Oh wait a minute, I got cutscenes again. We gotta be quiet. Sorry.
Oh.
From Kingdom Hearts destroyed Ansem, the strongest darkness Sora faced. But the darkness behind the door still threatened to burst out at any moment. With Riku and Nikki on the inside and Sora on the outside, they sealed Kingdom Hearts from both sides. And so, Sora and his 2 friends continued on their journey.